Have you ever been overburdened by the amount of work you have to do, by the things that you have to achieve, and you don't seem to know where to start? Well, sometimes I found myself in that situation, and that is why I appreciate Brian Tracy's Eat That Frog, because it gives me insight on how to actually navigate the process of getting less overwhelmed and becoming more efficient with my time. Yes, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you these 21 strategies, the ones that I actually feel has worked for me, the most effective I have used. Stay tuned. So the first one is goal setting. Now, clarity is the key. We can't say we are going to a particular destination without having the destination, right? The same way we can't say we are working to achieve a goal without knowing what that goal is. And it doesn't help to have just any goal. It doesn't help to have a vague goal. Clarity is the key. Knowing exactly what you want to achieve is part of the things that drives you to achieve it. And yes, the goal also would help us to know what the priorities are supposed to be. And in that sense, it will help us in the planning. That brings me to my second tip, or the second strategy, which is planning. Now, when we have our destination, we have a clear destination of where we are going. That's the goal. We have to also plan how we are going to get there. The detours we're going to take, the directions of the journey, where we're going to slow down, the bumps on the road that we are supposed to expect. So we have to plan to navigate this in our journey. If not, you know what they say about not planning. Of course, they say when you don't plan, you actually plan to fail. So yeah, planning is the second strategy, and by this is where we then identify our frog. And yes, Eat That Frog is a book that uses frog as a synonym for the most important task in our journey. So when we have identified the goals, where we are going, now it's left for us to identify the tools that we need for that journey. So if, for instance, if we are actually going on a travel, we know that the major thing we need is what is going to convey us from one location to the other, which is the car or the train or the boat. So that is one of the major resource for the travel. That means that is our frog for that particular journey. Likewise, in our daily activities, in our different goals, we have to identify the major thing that would drive us to achieve the goal. So by the time we've identified that major thing, that's the frog, we have to focus a lot of attention on it. And that brings me to the next point, which is focus on the 20% that brings about the 80% of the results. So that's more like the Pareto principle, which says that 20% of our efforts brings about 80% of the result. So if you have identified the priorities, the things in the process that brings about more results, you got to focus more attention on that 20% to help you to achieve the 80% of the result. And in like sense, you would achieve more than trying to do everything by yourself. So for the rest of the 80%, what do you then do with it? You can delegate those tasks. You can actually do them, but not do them with so much effort like you would have put in the 20% of the work that brings about 80% of the productivity. Now, another one is single tasking. Yes, he emphasized focus. Single tasking requires that when we have decided that this is the part of the going on at this moment, we focus on it. We direct all our attention on it. We don't try to multitask. In fact, there is a myth that multitasking could help you to do a lot of things at the same time, but it actually makes you to do those things less efficiently. Studies have proved that multitasking actually makes us less efficient or less effective. In fact, trying to be jack of all trade and master of none. In Brian Tracy's advice, he advises that we actually become master of a thing at a particular time. You can share with me how you think I can manage my time better as a YouTuber with other activities, with other engagement. Hope to see you in my next episode. Bye.